And you can see James Mitchell behind him, and you mentioned it. It's no coincidence that since James Mitchell has joined forces, has been the mouthpiece, the guider, the keeper of Abyss. Abyss has been more focused than ever before. And when I think about how this match is going to shape up, I still am wondering how Raven, or why Raven, would want to be chained to that man with James Mitchell outside the ring.
Chained to someone who is 6'8", 350 pounds. And there is the reigning NWA World Heavyweight Champion who puts that title belt on the line. Yes, in his mind, he fulfilled his destiny last month at Slammiversary. But now, he goes into this six-sided ring with that title belt at stake. The dog collars are already around their necks. They're gonna lock the steel chain to both Raven and the Monster Abyss. And then they're gonna turn them loose like two animals. Let's send it to the ring for the official introductions. Here's our ring announcer, Jeremy Borash. JB, it's all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Orlando, Florida, it's time for your total non-stop action wrestling, no surrender, pay-per-view main event of the evening. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA senior official, Mr. Rudy Charles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the combatants first of all. In the corner to my left, being accompanied by James Mitchell. He weighed in at 355 pounds and is the #1 contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the World. He is the challenger, the Monster Abyss. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing in the corner to my right, weighing in at 240 pounds, from the Bowery, he is the current reigning and defending NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World. This is Raven!
Ladies and gentlemen, the question that we are about to answer is one we posed earlier. Did Raven walk into the trap of the Monster Abyss? And you can see by the reaction of Abyss that he would love nothing better than to have that NWA World's Heavyweight title in the possession of himself and James Mitchell. Now, the chain, it's going to be applied, locked around the dog collar that's already in place on the neck of the Monster Abyss, and now we're going to hook Raven up as well.
I don't want to imply in any way, shape, or form that Abyss is a simpleton, because he's not. We've seen that. He can get focused and he can be as smart as anyone, and with Mitchell by his side, it's even more devastating.
And more dangerous.
That's right, but I look at this as strength versus cunning, I guess is the word I should use, is we know that Raven's going to have to use every single trick that he's learned through 17 years in this business, because the facts are the facts. If that Monster Abyss can keep that chain shortened to where he's got Raven in his grasp, I don't care who you are. When there's 100 pounds weight difference, it's gonna cost you. Raven's gonna have to use every single trick in the book.
Abyss obviously will use that chain as the great equalizer to try and exploit the size advantage that he has. Oh my! And there's Exhibit A.
And look at that, and again, this match, there is no surrender. You can't tap out.
You can't throw in the towel.
You can't throw in the towel. It's just gonna be brutal, and you can just plan on it. And it's just getting started.
Yeah, expect the level of violence in this one to be off the charts. This is gonna be just absolutely barbaric.
Get the little children out of the room, because you're gonna see things here that people people shouldn't see. You're going to see torture unlike anything you've ever seen before.
And it may begin with a steel chair as Abyss is going to wedge it between the top and middle turnbuckle.
Again, right there you can see where James Mitchell comes into play. I mean, he's got a game plan, and he has Abyss on it right off the top.
Big boot from Abyss sends Raven out to the floor.
I don't know what Raven's game plan is, but it's not working thus yet. Oh, wait a minute, he grabs the chair and throws it at Abyss.
And just flings.
Another one at Abyss.
Tossing chair after chair into the ring. I think trying at this point maybe to distract Abyss.
It's a good move. If I'm Abyss, though, that is working, because if I'm Abyss, I pull back on that chain. Raven knows that he's just not expecting this.
Half a dozen or more chairs.
Oh! And all through that, he pulls him into the one that Abyss set up.
I think that was exactly the strategy, the game plan of Raven. Distract him, toss him the series of chairs, and at that point, use your strength. Oh! Yank on that steel chain, drive him face first into the chair, and as they drop out to the arena floor, Raven going to use the chain like a weapon. Oh, Abyss, fortunately for him, gets out of the way, but just momentarily.
Look at the size of that chain. I mean, this thing is just thick as anything we've ever seen in the ring. And the weight is unbelievable.
You're right. Unforgiving steel chain taken by Raven, driven across the back of the monster Abyss, and Raven looks underneath the ring. Looks like he's got a table.
Oh, he's gonna, and that's what Raven's got to do. Now we can see the plan. He's gonna throw the book at Abyss. He knows he can't do it just with his fists. He's got to use chairs. He's got to use tables. He's got to use. Oh my gosh!
He tried to use his fist that time. He wrapped the steel chain around his hand. He charged at the monster Abyss, but Abyss was able to move out of the way, and he caught nothing but steel ring post.
Oh, think about the. I mean, that could break your fingers catching that post like that with the chain in between it. Ravens, though, if anybody can block out pain, it's Raven. Oh, and you can see Abyss goes right for that hand. Good left, though, by Raven. Oh, he's got him in the choke slam.
He's got him choked.
Oh, here he
Is he going to go for the choke slam?
He's going to try to slam him into the table.
Raven fights him off. Series of back elbows to the side of the head. And, walk right into that knee.
Oh, grabs him by the hair and throws him back in. Abyss able to somehow stop the momentum. And this is going to be all about momentum.
And right now, it's on the side of the challenger, Abyss. Gets back into the ring, has something in mind, going to pick up one of the steel chairs.
Oh, he had plans for that chair from the beginning. He's going to figure out a way to use it. Setting it right there on top of Raven.
Has that chair positioned on his chest. And now, Abyss headed up to the middle rope.
You can see him getting himself worked up.
Oh!
Feel the weight of that. I thought Raven might be setting him up to get away. But he wasn't, and oh man, he's writhing in pain.
Imagine the impact. 350 pounds coming off the middle rope and crashing down across the chest with the chair in place. Pin attempt? No, just two.
I'll tell you what, nice kick out there by Raven. He was also able to use his knee in that kick out and give a shot to the head of Abyss. But you can see I mean, that's, you got to think about the fact he could be bleeding internally. He could have cracked ribs. I mean, that weight coming down on a steel chair. Like I said, folks, this is not for the faint of heart.
Now he has something else in mind, stacking up the chairs. Well, Raven is in serious trouble here in his first NWA World's title defense.
And you've got nowhere to run and nowhere to hide.
And no chance of tapping out or submitting. You've got to take all this pain. You got to try and fight through it and fight back, but no, look, now he's got him. He's got him on top of the stack of chairs, and he's going to try and splash him again.
And here he goes. Look at this. Raven gets out of the way, and Abyss catches all of them. I think Raven realized it there and let him set it up. That's what he's got to use. He's got to use his diabolical mind right there, and anytime he can use something against Abyss, he's got to do it.
That time he went for either a leg drop or a backsplash off the ropes, but Raven able to roll out of the way. Abyss crashed down into the chairs, but Abyss is back up to his feet first. Still trying to regroup, though.
Yeah, Raven's still reeling from that shot he took from the chair into the chest, let's face it. I mean, yeah, Abyss hit the 4 chairs, but he hit him on the backside. Raven took that blow right into the chest. But now we're talking about using the chain as a weapon.
This is something that we saw earlier on our Impact broadcast a couple of weeks ago when he took the steel chain and wrapped it around the neck of Raven and choked the life out of him. But Raven going to try and fight him off. A pair of steel chair shots to the head.
First one just barely stunned Abyss, but now Raven's got some momentum and he's giving him a little bit more power.
Waffled him with that shot. Raven looking around the ring, picking up.
It looks like
the stapler.
Yes, it looks like the staple gun right there. You can see it.
And again in this matchup, it is anything goes.
Raven's still holding that chest or the belly there from that one shot. He hasn't recovered fully from it. Not that he ever will. What's he doing right here? Oh, he's got a, what's it, some kind of a bill. I don't know what the, stapled the bill right.
Oh my God, right into his head.
Oh, and you can see the blood flowing. Holy cow, look at the blood. Oh, it was gonna be bloody, but he just stapled it right to him.
Don't think there's any question about that staple gun being empty ever again. He stapled him a second time.
Oh, this is unreal. This is gonna take away the focus of Abyss. Look at this, as you can see the bill stapled right in. You can see the blood flowing from the head.
We knew it was going to be barbaric, and so far it's been everything that we expected. Abyss has been,
oh, I'll tell you, that's where James Mitchell came into play.
Momentary distraction.
And it was just instinct by Abyss as he realized he had to pull back as he's trying to pull the stapled bill out of his head. And that was just Raven's way of showing everybody here what is entailed in this match.
And Abyss used that 100-pound weight advantage to use all of that weight and yank on the chain and send Raven flying into the steel ring post. Wow, look at this strategy. Finding a way to get into the ring so that the post isn't in the way of the steel chain, and Raven now has been busted open, both men bleeding from the head.
Well, we knew it was going to get bloody. There's no way you can't when you're getting hit by chairs and chains and tables, and it's just gotten brutal here as they're fighting over here by us right now. And
series of right hands by the monster Abyss, and there you see James Mitchell right in his ear.
I tell you what, I keep noticing, Abyss has to adjust his mask. I think the blood's getting in his eyes. The blood flow that's coming down is getting in his eyes. But there's no surrender.
Moving the steel safety rails around and positioning, and now setting up a table with the help of Mitchell.
And if you're the referee, what are you going to do? You're not going to go in there and stop him.
You're just there for one thing, to make the 3 count.
That's exactly right. Mitchell's out here. He can do anything he wants. Rudy Charles has just got to count the pin. That's all he can do. And try to stay out of the way, Rudy.
One table in place. Raven tries to get back up to his feet. Abyss knocks him back down. And now with the help of Mitchell, they've got 3 tables.
He's saying he wants to, I think he wants to stack up another one. I don't know, he's going right back at Raven again. Oh, look at this.
Gonna take him up the ramp. Gonna try and get some elevation here.
Oh no, this is scary when you think of what the results could be. Plus Raven's just trying to find a safe haven.
It's so dangerous with that steel chain wrapped around your neck.
And there is no safe haven because of the chain. You can see Raven fighting over to the other side. Abyss, though, is focused on getting a hold of him, Mike.
Well, you're right. There really is nowhere to run or hide for anyone, and he's got him throttled at this point. Gonna take him up. Gonna try and choke slam him, but Raven fighting it off.
Anything he can do. Again, he's got him, though. Look at this right here. It's the 2 tables right below the Raven knows how close it is. Oh, look. And he knocks it back into the tables. It cost Abyss.
By any means necessary.
Oh, if there's any way to see that, as you can see Raven catching his breath, but that's what Raven does. He knows how to use things against you, and that bill is still
still stapled into his forehead. My God.
Sick. Oh, jeez.
Crashing down, breaking through 2 of the tables.
James Mitchell's got to find a way to somehow. Oh, look at this! Oh, that was brutal! As Abyss pulled on the chain and the table that Mitchell set up, he just pulls Raven right in it.
I think Raven thought that Abyss was unconscious, that he was knocked out, and it allowed him to take a momentary breather. But that was just when Abyss turned the tables on him, so to speak, turned the tide, cranking and yanking on the chain.
Look at the disgust on these faces as they're looking down on it. Yeah, you will have, when you're chained like that, Mike, there is no breathers. A guy can just roll over and the momentum can pull you.
I think we're all amazed, the fans as well, at the level of violence of this NWA World's title matchup.
But you put these two people chained together and there's going to be no other result. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be bloody. Oh, look at this, pulling on the mouth.
Hey, Raven!
Look at
You
this.
wanna surrender now? Oh, that's right. You can't, genius. Make him squeal, Abyss.
And he just made a good point. There is no surrender. No matter what he's doing, he can't.
Oh my God, cranking back and yanking on the head of Raven while he's got the steel chain wrapped around his face.
And I think people got a good look right there if you haven't figured out how big that chain is. And he's just dragging him across the concrete.
Why? Because he can with a 100-pound weight advantage.
Oh, man. Raven trying to hold on, but, I mean, where can you go? You're chained to him. That's why I question this match by Raven.
Abyss going underneath the six-sided ring to come out with yet another table.
I'll tell you what, it just keeps getting more brutal as Raven's just thrashing back and forth on the ramp, trying to get up, and he does! And he just goes right for it and slams Abyss into the table.
Oh, man, you talk about a desperation move.
You heard
It
the
certainly
bell.
paid off. Pin attempt outside the ring that time by Raven after crashing him through the table. Take another look.
Look at this, and you can hear the primal scream that he gave right here in front of us as he was focused on one thing. But again, you can't get away, Mike. You can't even get away to get a breather because you're still chained to your opponent.
Raven back up to his feet, but so is the Monster Abyss, who's going to roll inside the ring. Raven follows in, as well as senior official Rudy Charles. NWA World's Heavyweight title at stake. No surrender for either of these men. And this has been just brutally violent. Discus clothesline takes him down.
I'll tell you what, it's amazing when you see a couple, a few blows like that spinning around and realize that's the least brutal thing you've seen. Oh, it's Raven just trying to, I think, wear Abyss down where he can find his moment to take him out.
Bulldog by Raven. Gonna go for the DDT. There's the Raven effect. Spiked him, dropped him on his head. Two.
No, not gonna happen there.
Don't see that very often. Usually when Raven hits that DDT, it guarantees the 1, 2, 3. But that time Abyss able to kick out of the Raven effect.
Both these guys are busted up. They're both bleeding. And there Raven sends Abyss, and now he's got him. Basically hanging him here from the ropes.
Again, a very dangerous situation here. The clothesline takes him over to the apron, and now he's got the chain wrapped around and around his neck.
Double wrapped, and there he's pulling on it. And now using his foot for leverage, just pulling back. Abyss is just absolutely got nowhere he can move.
That's
He's
the
just
key.
trying to breathe.
Nowhere to move, nowhere to go for Abyss. James Mitchell cane shot to the back.
Well, he had to do something because there was nothing he could do, and he broke the cane.
Right over the back of Raven.
And again, there's nothing Rudy Charles can do about James Mitchell. Not in this match.
Oh, you see Raven, the eyeballs rolling back into his head as he tries to regroup, tries to clear the cobwebs.
Wait a minute. Abyss has gotten the collar loose.
You're right, he's out of the collar. Pin, two.
He's got it. No, Raven finds a way to kick out. But I don't think Raven realizes that Abyss is no longer hooked in.
Near fall for the challenger, almost taking the NWA World's Heavyweight title away from Raven in his first title defense. Huge advantage here for the Monster Abyss.
Oh, he's free, and it's got to feel a bit like freedom.
Looking underneath the ring for what? What happened?
Oh, we know.
No.
We've seen it used so many times. And we know the devastation it can cause.
He's got that bag, which in the past we have seen, you mentioned it on several occasions, it's filled with thousands and thousands of thumbtacks.
And why not? We've seen chairs used in every which way, tables used in every form, chains used in every form. And look what he's doing right here.
Sure.
Oh, look at this.
Ripping the shirt.
That's just disrespect.
It's not that.
He wants
it's to
him to feel-
expose the
yes.
back of Raven so that when he takes the tacks and spreads them around the ring, he can take Raven and slam him unprotected into the tacks.
Oh,
That's the game plan.
He wants him to feel every bit of the pain. That's what I'm saying. It was just the fact that he wasn't going to allow him any kind of mercy whatsoever.
The thousands of tacks being positioned around the ring by the Monster Abyss. He's got Raven by the head.
Raven still chained to the collar. Keep that in mind.
And Abyss now sets Raven up on the top so that there's more force, so that there's more impact, so that he's coming from a higher angle when he crashes him down. Who just ran by us? Somebody just...
Wait a minute.
That's Cassidy Riley.
He's trying to fling Abyss back. Cassidy Riley, who's obviously been showing some loyalty to Raven. We saw it earlier.
The young kid who had his fingers broken by Raven, but ever since that point, he's been a follower of Raven.
Well, Raven has that effect on some people, but I'll tell you what, it wasn't a smart move. The only thing it did do was save Raven. But you know what? If James Mitchell can be out there helping him, why can't Cassidy Riley come out to help Raven?
Choke slam right through the table. Cassidy Riley knocked out. Now, Abyss.
Gonna finish what he started, Mike.
Exactly. Corner mount, gonna rein in those blows. Big right-handed clubbing shots to the head. Oh, Raven just crumbled right down in the corner.
But he's not. Oh! Slammed it right into the back right there, and you see him flopping around. He's lucky he had his shirt on.
He just power bombed him into the thousands of tacks. Here's the pin. 1, 2.
No! Not enough! I'll tell you what, fighting through the pain right there, that's amazing.
How do you fight through the pain of those staple shots to the head? Then the thousands of tacks. Oh, went for the ring.
Michael slam!
Point him up, drop him down. 2.
No, he somehow gets out of it!
Just 2.
Unbelievable! I'll tell you, man, that's what makes a champion a champion. Fighting out of that, and keep in mind, Abyss is clear of the dog collar. Raven still strapped to it, which makes it a hindrance.
And what an incredible performance here by the challenger as well, as the Monster Abyss has just been able to fight through all of the pain and all of the torture inflicted by the champion Raven.
He's concentrating a pile right there, and he's got him. Oh, Raven
went for the choke slam.
Oh, he get him into the ground. You gotta be kidding me.
Raven up there. He went.
You gotta be kidding.
Right into the tags too.
You got it.
He keeps the title. Raven retains the NWA World Heavyweight title.
Oh, was that brutal?
Yes, it was. It was as brutal, as violent, and as barbaric as we expected.
But Raven outsmarted him. Saw the opportunity. He saw where the tags were, and just look at that. Just DDT'd his head into the pile.
Thumbtacks all over the body of Abyss. His head, his hand, his back. And Raven remains the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion.
Unbelievable match, and oh, come on. Had enough of this. Enough already.
He promised that we would hear from him, Don, throughout the night at No Surrender. And here is the former, and let me underline that word, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Jarrett.
I mean, it's like a disease. You can't get rid of.
The nightmare's over. I'm about to give you a reality wake-up call. because there's no one or nobody that can stop me from coming to that ring and taking back what is rightfully mine. TNA has always been and will always be my world. Raven, get ready.
Jarrett headed to the ring to confront the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
If you look in the ring, in the back of the ring, there he is!
It's Rhino!
I came to give you some advice. Turn around.
Oh! Gore! Gore! Rhino! I don't believe it! He sided with Jarrett!